A coordinated attack on law enforcement, and the President of the United States is absolutely silent about it.
This is the Cop City site. Construction vehicles are up in flames. It's like a trailer for the construction crew, about to be up in flames.
That was day one of Antifa's week of action. This has been simmering for months. Antifa was living in tree houses in the woods where police were building their new training center in Georgia. They called themselves the Forest Defenders. They say they're protesting environmental racism, but really it's about getting rid of cops. Antifa doesn't care about the environment. I haven't seen them in East Palestine, and we haven't seen them at the Jersey Shore protesting windmill whale murder.
And this is the second time that these Antifa militants attacked this property. Only this time, they decided to destroy construction equipment and storage buildings and anything else they could. Plus, they wanted to attack the police. That's the main reason they were there. They had Molotov cocktails ready. They had commercial-grade fireworks ready. And they were going to do whatever they could to not destroy everything on that property. Their main goal was to eliminate police officers, because we all know that's what Antifa is about. They are against law enforcement. They are against laws in general. And this all started when the Georgia authorities tried to remove these people from property where they were going to build a police training complex. One protester was killed after he fired on and injured a Georgia state trooper. So this attack here is just avenging the death of one of the tree huggers. They call themselves the Forest Defenders, and they are environmental saviors, if you will. They think that they were going to stop the project from moving forward when, in fact, they're not going to. And they are going to try to do anything and everything they can to eliminate law enforcement. This all comes after their president, Joe Biden, made a speech during his State of the Union address and said police need more training. Police need to be trained better. So the police are building a large training complex in Georgia to better train the police. But Antifa, I guess they weren't listening to their buddy Joe, because they don't want it done. They want it to stop. And they are funded by radical groups who have access to millions of dollars to go do their destruction at will. At least 150 people attacked the police that day. Only two of the 23 that were arrested were from Georgia. Two of them were from another country, one France, one Canada. They were from Massachusetts, Connecticut, Utah, you name it, they were from there. And they were brought in for one reason only: to help destroy property and try to eliminate police officers. They used the guys as they were attending a music festival nearby. And then at some point, they all got together and made their way over to the grounds. And if it wasn't coordinated, why then did they all change into the same type of camouflage clothing, put on black masks? They had shields, and again, they had Molotov cocktails, commercial-grade fireworks that they used to attack police officers. This was nothing more than a terrorist attack on police officers, and only 23 are being charged with domestic terrorism. Here's a little more video of that day so you can see exactly what was going on.
Anti-cop anarchy in Atlanta. In what police call a coordinated attack, this violence resulting in domestic terrorism charges. Police pelted with fireworks, bricks, and even Molotov cocktails as rioters dressed in black launched an all-out assault on what they call Cop City. That's a proposed $90 million training facility for law enforcement. It has been repeatedly attacked by anti-police and environmental agitators in the past year. Some of them were even living in the woods. The clash resulting in violence and flames, protesters setting construction equipment ablaze.
When you attack law enforcement officers, when you damage equipment, you are breaking the law. Criminal activity will not be tolerated in Atlanta, nor tolerated in connection with this project.
An international group of people that are organized to come to our state to undermine a public safety training center. All but 2 were from out of state, and 23 individuals have been charged with domestic terrorism.
More Antifa came from out of the country than from Georgia. One Antifa was from France, the other was from Canada. The rest were homegrown. An organized group with foreign nationals plotted and launched a sophisticated attack on police. Where was the FBI? Here are the mugshots. Thomas Jurgens went to Oxford University. He's a lawyer for the Southern Poverty Law Center. You know, the group that makes a living calling conservatives extremists. They had a domestic terrorist on their payroll.
And all that is being done just because these people do not like the law. They don't like the police. They want to be able to go out in any community, in any state, and protest, as they call it. But their protests are violent. They're destructive. That's what they're all about. That's what they're funded to do. And it has been said that billionaire George Soros is one of the main funders of Antifa. The Democrats will never talk about this. Joe Biden will never talk about this because they like what's happening. They want this to happen. They want people to take to the streets and protest, if you will. This is just another disgusting act by Democratic politicians who turn a blind eye to the destruction of our country. They allow this. They allowed it during the George Floyd riots. They allowed it when the state trooper killed one of the tree huggers. They never said anything about it, and they're allowing it now. And this will not be the last time this happens. These people are dead set on not seeing this project move forward, and it will move forward. And if more of the tree huggers have to be shot, so be it. They don't belong on that property. They need to just go away and go back into whatever caves they came from and stay out of the public's business. But they won't, because the ones who are funding this, Democrat, radical millionaires and billionaires, want this to continue. They don't want the GOP in charge of anything. They want to destroy everything good about this country, and they're going to do whatever it takes. That day, luckily, no law enforcement officers were killed or severely injured. And it's awful that only 23 were arrested and charged with domestic terrorism. But you saw that photo of all the mugshots and that one person that Jesse Waters mentioned. He's actually an attorney with the Southern Poverty Law Center. The ones who say all Republicans are radical extremists, so they try to basically protect any left-wing extremist who may get in trouble with the law. He was one of the ones arrested for domestic terrorism. This is just another example of the hatred for the United States of America, the hatred for our Constitution, and the hatred for laws in general. These people want to be able to roam the streets at will and do whatever it is they want to do. And what they really want to do is stop anything good from happening. Again, they are against law enforcement, just like most of the Democrats are. They were all for and all happy when the Democrats started calling to defund the police after St. George Floyd was killed. But now people are starting to fight back. They want to build new training facilities. They want to hire more police officers, because all the defunders are now funders, because they see their communities are going to shit with less cops on the street. They see their citizens being attacked and robbed and killed because there's less police on the street. And if these radical millionaires and billionaires continue to fund groups such as Antifa, we may someday see a civil war. It'll be the law-abiding citizens against the radical left terrorists who want to take away all of our rights just so they can burn down your property, shoot and or kill you or police officers or whatever other radical thing that they have in mind. But like Jesse Waters said, and like that DA said, they're an international group. They're funded well, and they come from all over the United States and beyond just to do what you just saw, destroy property and attack the police. It's time that somebody does something to put a stop to the people funding them, and it's time that the FBI get involved and do what they're supposed to do, which is fight crime to stop radical criminals like Antifa, instead of trying to save Joe Biden and his son and whatever else they're trying to do, or instead of trying to put Donald Trump in prison, because as a matter of fact, I believe most people could care less about Donald Trump anymore. A lot of people still love him, but they know they've tried. They tried to impeach him a few times. They tried with the documents. Nothing seems to be working. So now the FBI is maybe taking their focus off of him, and now they're working just to keep Joe Biden in office and keep his crime family out of prison. This nonsense is doing nothing but making our country weaker and weaker every day. And these people need to be behind bars where they belong. And this shit just needs to stop. And that's it. And thank you for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with someone. I'd appreciate that. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. And I'll see you soon. Have a great day.